That was a load of bollocks. That, like, the Nations League's been built up. Well, probably the last year. You've got to say England were absolutely shocking. We'll talk more about the goals in a minute. Everybody watching who's on YouTube, and for the very first time we are streaming over on Periscope and Twitter and Twitch and also the Facebook page as well. So let us know what you think of tonight's game if you watched it. Obviously, I've got the scoreline wrong up there in the top corner, so I shall quickly amend that as we begin, because I've only just literally realised it wasn't 0-0 at all. We got beat pretty much comprehensively 3-1. Look, it was an awful display, in particular individually as well. Big shout out to this man, Raheem Sterling, who captained the side on his 50th appearance for the very first time. Mind you, when Harry Kane came on, he literally took the armband straight back off him. But overall, it was great to see Raheem Sterling get his 50th cap, and without a shadow of a doubt, for me personally, he's player of the season. I know he's against Van Dijk tonight, who won it, but for me personally, I'll go for Raheem Sterling. 25 goals this season, and he's maturing, he's sticking up for racism, he's speaking out against it, and for the very first time, he was England captain tonight, which was fantastic to see, What's everyone saying in the live chat? Liam says we didn't even deserve to be 1-0 up at any point. It's only the nations, says Johnny. Hello, Johnny, lad, you alright? And some shocking mistakes tonight, yeah, which we'll talk about as well. Let us know what everyone is watching as well. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, please comment. So let's jump straight into it. The lineup itself, when I looked at this and I seen the start lineup, don't get me wrong, it was great to see Sancho start. It was great to see Declan Rice start. Personally, I thought Declan Rice struggled tonight, mind you. However, I think the Europa League, and in particular more so the Champions League, was behind Gareth Southgate's thoughts in this lineup. But is it the strongest side? Of course it isn't. If you look at that bench, if you can see it in smaller right, and you say Lingard would have started, Henderson would have, Harry Kane would have as well. So Dele Alli, there's 4. Possibly even maybe Alexander-Arnold after the season that he's had, because for me he's England's best right back. I think he's jumped ahead of Kyle Walker as well. But Ronald Koeman, on the other hand, didn't even care about the Champions League final. He actually played Gini Wijnaldum, of course, with Al Nahim, former Toon player, and Van Dijk as well at the centre-back, alongside the very much talented and very much talked about De Ligt. Very strong. Holland are back. Back in the days, everybody remembers the likes of Seedorf and Davids and Aaron Winter and Mark Overmars and Van de Hooijdonk and Kluivert and De Boers, Zenden. I could go on and on and on. But it looks like the Dutch side are slowly getting back. Of course, they've won us tonight pretty much comprehensively as well. The game itself, England, to be fair, I think England deserved to get beat. I'm not just talking about mistakes overall in general. I think the lineup didn't help England you might say that. I just think Holland were high pressing in with faces constantly. I just think that it was causing us to make mistakes over and over. And funny enough, talking of mistakes as well, so talk about De Ligt as well. I'm just going to see what he's saying in the live chat. Liam says he's never rated Southgate as manager, and England got lucky in the World Cup. 100% Joe says yeah, Liam, roll on Euro 2020, I suppose it is now. Hopefully we can use some of that, the semis and the final, as motivation. Yeah, it should have been played at Wembley. Well, now this Paul isn't too happy. Absolute horseshit. Defence was horrendous. Kyle Walker is meant to be the experience in defence. England are sort of overrated. Stones look stunned, says Paul. The foul. So funny enough, we talked about the foul as well. De Ligt, which I've said already, is very much talked about, and he'll get a big, massive transfer. If it doesn't happen this summer, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't get his move, because we know that De Jong is going to go to Barcelona. Look, he gave the ball away. Very unlike him. I've been watching him for the last 18 months or so. He's risen to the top of the tree. He's ready for his transfer. He literally lost the ball, and he brought down Rashford. It's a clear foul. It's an absolute clear foul. Very surprised by the centre back, and then Rashford steps up. Puts Sillerson the wrong way. England go 1-0 up. I would probably say against the run of play, just after the half-hour mark, and England go into half-time 1-0 up. Did they deserve it? No, I've already touched upon that already. I think England were fortunate to go in at half-time 1-0 up as well, but You know, it's Holland didn't take their chances. Jadon Sancho, should have put one of his away as well. But going into that second half, there's a lot more talking points, of course, as well. First of all, De Ligt scored first, fair enough. 73 minutes, it was coming. The Dutch were continuously on us over and over, and I think they deserved the equaliser, making amend-ups for his mistake earlier on in the game. Corner comes in, he just out jumps. It was a combination, you could say, of Stones and Walker. Great header, absolutely brilliant header, bottom corner. I kind of asked now about the Mackham in goal. It's a great header, 1-1, and then England sort of started playing more freely. They were coming back in it, were creating a lot more chances. Harry Kane was on the pitch, we had a couple of subs. Sean Henson came on as well. It freshened it up a little bit. However, I do feel that this VAR, I'd love to know what you're thinking in the comments in there, that the VAR, let's bring this up. For me, it's very, very tight. If this goes in, England go on in the final and play Portugal. You can see Henderson is ready to pass it through. Is he offside? If you look across the far man, he looks like he's onside from that camera angle. If he is offside, which the referee listened to VAR, the VAR said it was just offside. And if it is just offside, God, hey, he's literally, you're talking millimetres from that camera angle. He doesn't look it, but we're going to have to get used to VAR being in the Premier League next season. You know, we've always been crying out, Toon fans, well, we want VAR. It's coming, whether you like it or not. I just think that it needs to speed up as well. Lawrence over on Twitter says, I like VAR, but Lingard was onside. To be fair to Pickford, he was given some hospital balls tonight, says Lim, yeah. Paul reckons he was offside. So I can see Man City selling Stones, honestly, says Simon as well. Teams who are playing out from the back need to realise they can go long. They can go long when they need to. It causes too many problems, which is going to go on to now. So it went in extra time. England, it was 1-1. And then it was just a massive, massive calamity. Kyle Walker gets the own goal, which it isn't actually Kyle Walker's fault. I don't know what the fuck John Stones is doing. He picks the ball up, he turns, and then he's dispossessed. He's dispossessed. I think it was a Babel. I can't remember what it was. He nicks it off. It might be Promise. It goes across. Kyle Walker, you can see in the picture. It's actually going wide, and then Kyle Walker slides, and it actually goes in off him into the back of the net. I've got no qualms about Kyle Walker. It's not his fault. It's John Stones. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, fanning around ballerina in that defence. I mean, John Stones, yes, you might say it's the way he's taught of Guardiola. Gareth Southgate wants to do it, but more times than not, you're going to concede doing this. I just think if you're going to hoof it long, just get it out. And then the next goal later on in that second half, man, Ross Barkley. So I think it was a throw-in, and Barkley casually tries to pass it back at him. Now, what he's doing? Two of the goals are very similar, just lazy, lethargic. Depay squares it, there's Promise, and it's game over after 114 minutes. And you kind of England were huffing and puffing towards the end. But overall, I've said already in this video as well, England deserved to get beat tonight. And England have been fantastic. Let's not kid ourselves. You know, the Nations League, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing, this Nations League? I think it's a good thing because, let's face facts, he didn't want friendlies over and over and over. The shite, man. Absolutely shite. The games against Croatia and Spain in the group stages were brilliant. But, as I say, it was England's own downfall tonight. Holland were all right. I think Holland do deserve to win it, don't get me wrong. But I think England cost themselves with the goals as well. But it's disappointing. Let's talk about the game that's going to come up for England as well. I'll read some of your live chat as well. Mackham in goal actually made some good saves, says Dom. There were no leaders, says Ron. Well, that's down to the selection as well. Who do you want to win in the final? Probably, I don't know. I'll say Holland. I'll say Holland. Why not? People like Lascelles know how he led and won't bottle it like Stones. Nation Leagues is better than friendlies, but Southgate's team selection is a disgrace, says Paul. Should he risk the Champions League a lot? Ronald Koeman did tonight, and then it paid off for him. So England will go and, of course, play Switzerland in the third place game on the weekend. If you've seen the game last night, Ronaldo absolutely destroyed Switzerland. And I'm a Messi fan, I prefer Messi, I'm not going to lie, but you cannot deny that these two are absolutely on another level. A hat-trick for Ronaldo, all types of different goals. I like his third goal, the step over and smashing it in the corner. You know, Fabian Schär, just to touch upon this as well, the VAR, because I was talking to Paul, who's in the live comments as well, about this last night, is that the VAR decision, Fabian Schär absolutely takes down his man. A play goes on to the other end. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. So, Switzerland looks like they were going to get a penalty in the box, but play then developed and Fabian Schär took out his man. Referee blows it, doesn't give the foul that Fabian Schär was blatant, goes back to the other end and gives Switzerland a penalty, and then Rodriguez steps up and scores. So this VAR, it's going to be talked about massively next season on things like fan cams, debate shows, online media, you name it. But England will play Fabian Schär's team this weekend. It's a meaningless game, really, isn't it? It's a friendly, effectively the third place. No one wants to play in that as well. Lawrence over on Twitter saying he's predicting Portugal to win this final as well. I think Lingard should have started, says JGK Productions. I'm going to have to get used to saying that because keep an eye on that for another video. Simon says Kane shouldn't have been on that pitch. He's clearly not fit. Seemed leggy, sorry. Lascelles hasn't been good enough for a call-up this season, says Chris. There's a bit of debate going on over on the live YouTube comments whether Lascelles should be called up as no. I don't think he should. I think he's had a poor season. But overall, it was disappointing. Let us know what you think of the new look. A bit more slicker. The streaming as well. If you're watching on Twitter, as well. If you're watching on Facebook, and we're also on Twitch as well. It's a new direction that the channel's going to go. We'll be doing a channel update probably over on the weekend for a lot of things that are already in place that are happening as well, so do keep an eye out for that. But Swiss roll on the Swiss. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra. Bye-bye.